All right. Hello, everybody. This is Taria Vision Avant, and we are getting ready to go live, guys. We're going to be going live today, and our discussion is how to plan for success, having those $1,000 to $5,000 months. I am so excited about this conversation because this conversation is all about getting the bag. So, hey, look, as you guys come on in, do me a favor. Let us know what city and state you are chiming in from. We definitely want to shout you out. Create a watch party as well so that other people can know what is going on in the Get Down with the Get Down. Okay. So again, everybody, welcome. We're super excited to have you guys here. We're going to get started in 1 minute and 15 seconds. Again, everybody, welcome. We're going to be getting started very soon. As you guys come on in, do me a favor and let us know what city and state you are chiming in from. Also, let everybody know what it is that you do. You just never know. Somebody may be looking for your services. So be sure to also include your website so that people can get in contact with you. Again, everybody, welcome to the broadcast. This is As Real as It Gets, and I am so fired up. We're going to get started in 30 seconds. And y'all, we're going to get started right now. All right, guys. So hello, everybody. Welcome. This is As Real as It Gets TV. My name is Taria Vision Avant, and I am so excited to have you guys here. Again, as you guys come on in, do me a favor. Let us know what city and state you're chiming in from. Also, this is an opportunity to shout yourself out. You just never know. There may be somebody out there looking for you. So be sure to let us know what results do you help people to achieve? What is it that your business does? And also, do not hesitate to include your website. So I am so excited because we have another great conversation today. We're actually going to be talking to you. I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to prepare your months, right? How to plan your months out for success, how you can be able to have those $1,000 to $5,000 months. And the truth is this, whatever you do to have a $5,000 month is going to be the same thing you do to have a 10,000, 20,000, 80,000, 100,000, whatever your desires are. The goal, though, is that you've got to plan. They say you fail to plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And so we're going to go ahead and set you guys up for success so that when we go into next month, you guys are going to be ready to rock and roll. But again, do not hesitate, everyone, to let us know what city and state you guys are chiming in from so that we can definitely shout you out. And we're going to go ahead and get into this. But before we do, I want to make sure that you guys know all about the Urban CEO Academy. So let me go ahead and show you our commercial, and I'll be right back. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Taria Vision Avant, and I wanted to just jump up here real quick and tell you, have you heard about the Urban CEO Network? Darling, if you have not heard about Urban CEO, then you need to make sure that you jump on board. Right now, we have a special so that you can actually be a part of our Urban CEO Academy, which is our monthly membership program, where not only do you get exclusive access to events, discounts, and things of that nature, but you also get training that's designed to help you to grow your business. Right now, you can join for 7 days for free and see what we're all about. All you need to do is go to urbanceoacademy.com and check us out. For real. Like, we're the fastest growing organization right now, designed to help men and women that come from the urban community that want to grow in business, that want to grow in their career, or you simply just want to be able to grow in your life. Urban actually stands for unapologetic, real bold, action-oriented, and non-conforming. So come over here, check us out, join. We want you to be a part of what we're doing. 7 days free. You have really, it's a win-win situation, so you can see what we're all about, all right? So join. I look forward to seeing you guys there. I'm going to talk to you later. Deuces. All right, y'all. So that was our commercial about Urban CEO Academy. We have had so many people hitting us up wanting to know, how can I be down? Well, the way that you can be down with the Academy is going to urbanceoacademy.com today. Register and be a part of that. If you want to learn how to be a professor, you still need to be a part of the Academy. If you want to learn to be an ambassador, you still need to be a part of the Academy. So the first tip that I'm going to give to each and every one of you guys is go to Urban CEO Academy today and register. Let me shout out Stevie Aisha Mills. She is chiming in from Roanoke, Virginia. She teaches entrepreneurs how to stand out from the crowded marketplace and more. Hey, Stevie. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. And so excited. Again, please do not hesitate to announce yourself and let us know what it is that you do out here in these streets, and make sure to include your website. Okay. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm also going to now switch gears and we're going to hear our quote of the day. Now, today, our quote of the day is going to be given to us by our vice president in Urban CEO. Also, she is who handles all of our social media content. If you need some social media content, if you need some stuff that you can put on your social media to wow the audience, guys, I want you to go ahead and put hashtag me. Hashtag me. I know I have been able to be blessed by this young lady before I bring her on, because she has been managing the Urban CEO Instagram and Facebook account. And I'm telling you, we have just been getting so much traction because of the work that she's doing behind the scenes. So without further ado, I want to bring on none other than Candy.
Can't hear me, can you?
Yeah, I was about to say, girl, you looking good, but honey, we can't hear you.
Girl, I had to get them curls done.
They popping. Well, go ahead, love.
So the quote of the day is coming from Stacy Carter, and I really love this quote, and you guys are gonna love it once you hear it. So don't rely on someone else for your happiness and self-worth. Only you can be responsible for that. If you can't love and respect yourself, no one else will be able to make that happen. Accept who you are completely, the good and the bad, and make changes as you see fit, not because you think someone else wants you to be different. Hello, somebody.
Ooh, ooh, girl, that was real stanky with it. Put some funk on it, honey. Let me tell you something. What you say?
Can't nobody be me but me.
Yes, ma'am. That is absolutely the truth. And so let me tell you something. I love that quote. In fact, that's funny because I just put up a post on my Instagram about something that I ain't going to get into it right now, but it has everything to do with what other people think about me or what other people think that you should be doing. Society will put so much pressure on you and you'll be out here doing stuff that you don't want to do and being unhappy. And so I appreciate that quote for sure. Well, look, I want to do something with a little bit of a twist because I want to have a conversation. I'm going to be having a special talk that's going to be coming up in Atlanta, Georgia in September. I was actually selected to be a TEDx speaker, and so I am so grateful for that. But I wanted to actually bring Candy up here because I wanted to have a conversation about the urban community because, of course, we have Urban CEO Network. I want to talk about the urban community. I have a heart to be able to help individuals that come from the urban community to be able to have more success. And no matter your nationality, we know that when you come from the urban community, we do have a lack of resources and a lack of information. And so I want to have a conversation about that. So let me bring up Candy real quick on the screen to share the screen with me. But Candy, so I was talking to you before we had got on here, and I was saying that hold on, let me make sure I got myself selected first. One sec, Candy. I got to zoom in on myself so we can be there. There we go. Okay, good. So, Candy, I was talking to you about, how 80% of the population, and for those of you who are watching, please don't hesitate to definitely chime in. Rhonda Hutchins is here. She says me. She says she needs some of that social media management. Yes. And hello, Denise in Houston, Texas. Hello. And so I definitely want you guys to chime in on this conversation. So 80% of the population lives in urban communities. However, the average income of the urban population is $25,000. And this is according to the census 2018, I believe. Now, my thing is $25,000. That is not enough to survive on. We already know that. They say the cost of living in the urban community is about, I think the number was about 23,000 or something like that, or 20,000. But that's not even true. Like, for real. Like, yeah, that might be the cost to have rent. But then you got to eat, you got to travel, you got to do all these different things. And so, my question, Candy, why do you think, and for everybody else watching, why do you think that the income is so low, especially when you have all of these people wanting to remove back into the urban communities and build them up? Why do you feel that our income is as low as it is?
Well, it's because they haven't really changed what the minimum wage is. You know, the minimum wage is still what it was, almost what it was when I was 16, 17, 8 years, 10 years old. I was making 25,000 back then. So, you know, it's like, really? Nowadays, everybody in the house got to work. The dog got to work, the cat got to work, anybody that live in the house got to work in order for you to survive. And that's because of the fact that the minimum wage is so low.
Yeah, I would have to agree to that. I think I looked it up, and it was saying that minimum wage is like $7.25 or $7.50. And listen, $7. I was like, Lord. Now it's been a long time since I've worked in corporate or worked a job, so I don't even really remember. I mean, last time I worked was 2005, and that I had a salary of 20. That was when I was making a salary with a college degree of like $27,000. And I thought I was making so much money, by the way, just so y'all know. Still donating plasma twice a week. I thought I was making so much money, but Candy, I still had to donate plasma. So
Exactly.
my is, that's unfortunate though, that, because many of us were taught that, well, okay, if I don't have enough money to pay my bills, then what I'm going to do is get another job. And so now you got one job paying you a little bit, then you got another job paying you a little bit. And that is really what we have learned as far as how to survive. What do you think are some things that we can do in the urban community? I mean, I definitely agree with that. I also think another reason why our income is as low as it is because of the lack of knowledge. Like, we just don't know. And can we keep it all the way real, Candy? For the ones who are making money in the urban community, it ain't on paper.
No, it's not on paper. And they also are not using that money in the urban community. Majority of the times, once a person starts making a high amount of money, they move out of the urban community and they are not supporting the urban community the way that they were when they were making the lower rates. So that you have that as a problem as well.
Now that's really good. Let me see what Stevie says. People haven't tapped fully into multiple streams of income and they're relying only on one source. And that's true as well, Stevie. I agree. Let me shout out Rhonda Hudgens, one of our ambassadors. She says, I'm here in Douglasville, Georgia, owner of Metro Bags, where we work with busy business owners to increase their reach, influence, credibility, exposure with gift bag marketing, allowing them to be in multiple locations at once while supplying events with professional. Girl, that is girl, that's good right there. What that good? Who's she?
Okay.
Rhonda said, "Wow, I made 28,500 in landscaping in 1998 with no degree, but I was a manager." Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, and that's what's crazy. Like, many of us in the urban community, we think, okay, let me go to college. Which, by the way, all those commercials that we see of I don't know if I don't think ITT Tech is in business anymore, but those late night college commercials. Guess where they put them commercials? They put them all in the urban community. They put them on boards where we think, well, let me go back to school and get another degree and learn from somebody who ain't doing what they teaching me to learn how to just make $1 more an hour. And so, I think really the solution, like Stevie was saying, is understanding how to build multiple streams of income. And I'm super excited about that. Candy, I know that you actually had a job where you were making over six figures, and now you have transitioned into where you are a full-time entrepreneur. How has that transition been for you? Especially, are you from the urban community as well, as far as city, or were you always in?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us.
No, I'm actually from Athens, Georgia, so I'm from the real country, as I call it. But I was in the urban community. We grew up in a house, but my mom always pushed us for, to go to school and stuff like that. But unfortunately, I, went another route. I had my kids first. And, I did stuff always backwards, but I always strive to continue to go forward. And see, that's another thing that we as as a people, we have to understand that even though you might make a mistake in somebody else's eyes, you can continue to go on. I never stopped. So regardless of whether or not I had a degree or whether or not, you know, they, especially if somebody say I couldn't do something, as soon as you say I can't do something, I'm gonna show you I can do it. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I ended up getting into IT, you know, with no degree. As of right this minute, I don't have a degree. I'm actually in school right now. But I was at the top of my game on everything that I did because I continued to learn. And that's what we have to be able to do. We have to continue to learn. When someone tells you can't do something, you're supposed to continue to do it. Somebody tells you that you don't supposed to read this book. Well, why I can't read this book? That book might be the book that you need to listen to, the book to read in order to get where you need to go. So we as a people, we have to believe in our own self. When everybody else is telling you not to believe in yourself, you have to believe in you. I was a single mother, 3 children with no degree. I went from working in the factories to working in IT. I actually went to India. I was in India for 3 weeks teaching people how to do my job with no degree. I was teaching people with master's degrees how to do stuff. Still am. So at the end of the day, if you want to do something, only you can tell you that you can't do it. Nobody else can tell you that. And a lot of times in the urban community, when people say you can only be, you know, like a waitress, or you can only be working in the factory and stuff like that, they take it in their head and that's all they think they can do, and they don't go any further. And you can't do that. You have to keep stepping. You got to keep striving. You got to keep moving.
That is so powerful that you said that, because now that I even think about it, even when I came up, like the good jobs, you know, it was always, we had telemarketing jobs where I'm from. We had certain telemarketing jobs where everybody, you know, aspired to do or work in the factory. So like, you know, you were working in a factory, we had factory jobs. And honestly, that was the only places where people were going to go work, or the shipyard. That's where money. And unfortunately, we have been programmed into thinking like these are the only ways to make money. And that's another thing. You know, I think within our community, we have also been taught at a young age there's only certain ways that you can actually make money. And the dope thing about today, more than ever, which is why being an urban CEO is so important, is that there are just so many ways out here to get this money. So we're going to talk about some stuff as far as planning. But before we do, I want to make another announcement real quick. Thank you so much, Candy. We have the Profits Conference, guys, that is coming up to Atlanta, Georgia on April the 18th. Okay. Now, if you want to come to the Profits Conference, you can register to come to the Profits Conference right now. We have still a limited number, I think just a few more tickets of free registration. And then after that, the tickets will be paid. However, we also have our VIP tickets that you can purchase, which comes along with the Profits Planner. Okay, many people have been asking, how can I get a hold of this planner? The planner also comes with all of our speakers that you guys see right here. They're going to be offering you guys bonuses. So bonus material, training, things like that. Only the VIPs will be able to get. And if you want to try to buy that book at the conference, you're going to spend the same amount of money that you would in advance. So go ahead and get your VIP tickets to the Profits Conference by going to theprofitsconference.com. Going to theprofitsconference.com. So that's definitely what I wanted to talk about. Now, what we're going to do, guys, is I'm also going to bring back on Candy so she can talk about some announcements. But before she goes into the additional announcements, remember, guys, Urban CEO Academy. We get a lot of messages. I mean, we get several messages a day with people asking, how can I be a part of it? You go to www.urbanceoacademy.com. That is how you register. If you want to be an ambassador, you need to be there on that link. If you want to be a professor, you need to be on that. If you want to be a part of As Real As It Gets TV, let me tell you something. This is another thing about our community. Our community, we always want somebody to do for us, and we don't want to plug in. And I'm not saying we want people to do for us without us doing for others. I'm not saying that. I'm saying we need to learn how to plug in. I was doing a broadcast just the other day where I said, why do we feel like if somebody is my peer, then I cannot learn from them? And I think within our community, because we have been taught so many times that we have to fight to win. You must be number one. If you're not number one, you're not nothing, right? You got to grow. You got to grind. You got to be the winner by any means necessary. And so in many cases, we come up with the mentality that we cannot learn from our fellow brother or fellow sister because we see them at the same level that we are. But I am here to tell you guys that is absolutely not the truth. We've got to start plugging in. If you want the urban community to grow, if you want the income within the urban community to grow, we got to start showing up more. Stop going to places and calling it support. No, come to learn, come to be involved. We need to have more people plugged in. You know, I want to give a prime example of someone who is the epitome of what an urban CEO is. And she's one of our brand new ambassadors, okay? She's here in Houston, Texas. And when I tell you, I was looking on her Instagram today, she wears the Urban CEO t-shirt everywhere. When I say she was around a group of cowboys, she had the Urban CEO shirt. She was on some news station. I don't know. It looked like a news background. She had the Urban CEO shirt. She is one who is definitely, and then she rocks other shirts, but she stays plugged in. And this is a testament to why she has the amount of success she has. So Kathy Tatum, aka Kat, here in Houston, I definitely wanted to shout you out. But guys, as a community, we've got to start showing up. Not just one time, but we got to continue to keep showing up because it is who we associate ourselves, which has direct connection to the type of life that we're going to live. So with that stated, I'm going to go ahead and bring back Candy up real quick so she can give us our announcements. Candy.
Hello again. So our announcements, we don't have any new members right now. So, I don't have to go through that long list because I love that long list, even though I can't pronounce half of the people's name. But so for today, what we need you guys to do is to go to urbanceonetwork.com/nominate. So it's that time of year again. We are nominating for our top CEOs of the year 2020, and all of those people will be celebrated at our Urban CEO conference in October. So our conference is going to be October 16th through 18th right here in the A. So those tickets will be on sale, and remember this: anything that you want to learn about Urban CEO or any events that you are looking for Urban CEO, the first place you need to go to is urbanceo.com. Okay, you go there and play around with the website. You can find all kind of stuff there: merchandise, how to get to the academy, how to vote, what's the tea that's going on in the group. All of that is right there on the website. So make sure that you're going to the website. Now, for those of you that were blessed enough to have the knowledge to go to the academy, this month we got our own Taria Vision Avant. She's going to be teaching how to write a book. What she do, how to write a book that sells in our urban community. Now, you have to be a member of the Urban CEO Academy in order to get this training. So on top of that, you can go back and look at the other trainings. So I have training on social media, Let's Get Social. And then you also have training on how to create your own, cleaning service. So you need to go in there, join the academy today. Don't wait, because it's going to be more training. It's going to be more professors getting put in. And the only way you're going to get these classes if you are a part of Urban CEO Academy. So join Urban CEO Academy today.
All right. Well, thank you so much, darling. I appreciate you for the shout outs. Yes, I cannot wait for you guys, for we have the official announcement of the who's who of Urban CEO, the top 80 CEOs. We have the CCO, the CEO, the influencer CEO, the youth entrepreneur CEO. We have 8 different categories, guys. And every single one of you that is watching this, you can nominate yourself and you can nominate your cousin, your brethren, your enemy, all them type of people. So the conference is going to be lit this year. I just want y'all to know it's going to be super lit in Atlanta, Georgia, October the 16th through the 18th. Tickets, you can't even get tickets right now. because as soon as we put them on, they're going to sell out fast. But we want to go ahead and still give everybody the opportunity to be nominated. Okay, so if you want to be nominated, you can go up there. And if you know some people that should be nominated, guys, don't be stingy. Don't be selfish. I'm telling you, when you help other people to get what they want, you automatically get what you want. And this is a law that truly, truly works. I also want to shout out Rhonda Hudgens, because Rhonda had a comment, and I think this is also very relevant. She says, the Lord says we are destroyed by the lack of knowledge. But it doesn't always have to come with a degree. Look how many colleges now give credit for real life. And that is true. You know, guys, and just like what Candy was sharing with you, and I'm not telling nobody don't go to college and stuff like that. But what I am telling you is that should not be the only source that you go to get information. Where most people fail, especially in the urban community, is that y'all already know what to do. Y'all just ain't doing it. I had to look at myself in the mirror and say, Taria, you know what you need to do. You know the steps that you need to take. But are you actually taking it? And I said, Taria, no, self, you ain't taking the steps. Look, I'm looking in the mirror. Self, you ain't taking the steps. So stop complaining about your circumstance if you're not going to do what you need to do to get up out of it. And then if I don't know how to do, guess what I do know how to do? I can go figure out a place to go find it. And so that's what we got to make sure that we are plugging into, okay? So anyway, so let's go ahead and get into this. I'm super excited about today's training. We're going to be definitely talking about how to plan your month out, okay? I believe that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Now, with that stated, every single month, you should really be scheduling yourself out, okay? Every single month, you want to plan your month out the right way. So what I want to do to make things easier, if that's okay, I'm going to bring up my whiteboard. If you are just now joining us, though, make sure that you do introduce yourself. Let us know what city and state so I can bring this whiteboard over here. 1 second, guys. All right. So now, in order to be effective with this whiteboard, I'm going to have to make sure I do something with this camera real quick. All right. You see that light on it. So anyways, sorry about this light, but you know, y'all can still kind of see it though, right? Can y'all see it? So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to clear this. This was me. I was creating matter of fact, let me take a picture of it real quick, because I created, this is my funnel that I need to send to my coach. Yes, I have a coach. Okay. So anyways, what we're going to draw, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to draw a calendar, okay? So I'm going to draw a calendar out for you guys. Let me try to get, oh, that light is getting on my nerve. Because this is how you want to plan your months out. Now, by show of hands, or if you do this, if you have a calendar with you, what I want everybody to do is type the money sign. So if you carry a calendar that you plan your months out with, I want you to put the money sign. By the way, y'all, I believe in having whiteboards all the time. Do you hear me? I always have a whiteboard. Okay, come on, focus, bro. Okay, so anyways, while this is back focusing, the first thing we want to do is we need to identify what is our goal for this particular month, okay? So you need to have a goal. If you don't have a goal, it's going to be hard to attain it, right? You can't see where you're going. And so generally for me, I have a specific income goal that I want to have for that month. But let's just say, for example purposes, our income goal for this month is to make $1,000 in our business. Okay? You want to make $1,000 in your business for this particular month. Whatever month this is, we're just picking a month, okay? Now, the question that you must also ask yourself, what is it that you're selling to make $1,000, okay? You got to know what your products and services is. And what most people do is we don't even really know what we're selling. We don't know what we're selling, how we make profits, etc., etc. Hey, Deirdre. Deirdre says money sign. She the only one that carry a calendar. That's okay. After the end of the day's training, you guys are gonna get you a calendar so that you can plan your months out properly. Okay. So $1,000. Now I don't know what it is that you guys sell. And by the way, if you don't really know the different ways of how you can make money, and you're trying to figure out different ways to make money, I do have an ebook that you guys can go ahead and download for free. Let me give you the link to it. www.sixfiguremoney. This is a brand new ebook. Sixfiguremoney.com. Let me make it black so y'all can see it. Sixfiguremoney.com. You can get my ebook. You go there and you're going to see an ebook that talks about making 7 different businesses that you can start from the comfort of your home. Okay. So if you want to get that free ebook, that's all you need to do is just go right on over to that website and get you some. Okay. It's free ebook. Now, if our goal is to make $1,000, let's just say, for example, I'm just going to make up something. Okay. So I just created a training for all Academy members on how to make your own body butter, okay? Now this is a skincare line, okay? Now, what I want you to understand, I'm gonna break this down for you so we can identify how much money we can make. Now, what I did was I invested, and a lot of the stuff that I invested in was kind of like last minute. So if I would have got everything on Amazon or in advance, I would have saved more money. But I spent about $50, okay? Not including the equipment. You're going to have to buy your equipment and stuff like that. So I spent about $50. I was able to make 22 jars. All right? I made 22 jars, and I'm going to sell those jars. They're 2-ounce jars, but they do go a long way. So one of them I'm going to use for demonstration. So I have one for demonstration. And so I'm going to sell 21 jars, okay? Now, it doesn't matter whatever business you guys are in. I want you to start thinking about this with your business as well. How do you profit, okay? So anyways, the 21 jars, we're going to charge $7 per jar. That's about $147. It cost me about $50 to sell, to make these 21 jars. And that includes me buying the jars, etc., and all that stuff, okay? So if I do that 147 minus 50, that means my profit is $97. In order for me to make $1,000 from my jars of $97, right? We know what we need to excuse me, guys. In order for me to make that, I need to sell about 216 jars. 216 jars divided by 4 is 54 jars per week. Now, how can I sell 54 jars per week? All right, so if everybody is still with me, I want everybody to say still here. So this is our goal. We have our income goal, but we also know what we need to sell in order to obtain that goal, okay? So now what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to actually create a calendar. Can you guys still hear me clearly? By the way, shout out to Elisa Mitchell who bought me this. She bought me this big marker. Yes, honey, I use this marker. Those that fail to plan to fail. 54 we need to sell per week, all right? So now what I'm going to do, all right, let's just pretend that the month started on a Monday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and then 31. Okay? We know we need to sell 54 per week, not including this week. This is the bonus week. Okay? So we need to sell 54 per week. So how are we going to sell 54? So the first thing that I do, class, is I make sure that I schedule out my personal time or my spiritual and personal time, right? So I know every Sunday I'm going to church. And every Tuesday, this is when I go to church. And if I am in town, I do not miss church. If I'm in Houston, I'm not missing church. However, you can find out if there's any functions going on at church where you can actually vend. Now, if I'm selling a body butter is going to do really well at vendoring, right? So my goal is to find different places that I can actually vend at for this particular week. If I know I want to make an extra $1,000, I'm going to set a goal to find maybe 2 different places per week. So, and I know I need to sell 54 of these $7 jars. It's not going to be difficult to sell a $7 jar if you are able to properly show everybody, display, etc., etc. So let's just say we set a goal to try to find every Thursday and Saturday a place where you can vend, and the event might be 2 to 3 hours. So 2 to 3 hours on Thursday and 2 to 3 hours on Saturday. Now, another thing that I'm going to do is I'm also going to probably do a broadcast, right? So I could do a live webinar on Mondays. Now, what the heck am I talking about on these webinars? I'll get to you guys in a second and tell you. So I'm going to do a live webinar. By the way, if I'm really in the body butter business and the skincare business, I'm probably going to have a t-shirt on that says, I help people have healthy skin. Whatever the result is, I help people have younger skin. I help people to clear up eczema. You know, there's many body butters depending upon what oils and things like that, or what combinations of ingredients. You can help with different things like eczema, cellulite, all types of stuff. So if you want to hone in on one specific result, you can do that. And I would be wearing shirts all throughout the week saying that's what I sell. And I would make sure that I had my body butters on me at all times because I need to sell 54. If you think about it, it's only, if I was to do 54 per week and I sold them at each one of these events, that's only, what is that, 27 per event? Now on Wednesday, this is when I will schedule my social media posts. And the kind of posts that I'm going to be posting are not just going to be images of my jars. It's going to be posts of people putting on the lotions. It's going to be videos of me at vendoring events with people trying the lotion on and smelling it. I'm going to make Wednesday be my scheduled day. Also, so just so y'all can get an idea, right? So also, I'm going to create something like an ebook. So one of the things that I recommend if you're selling a product or service is that you need to have something that is a hook item. So you can either give away free samples of your product, which if you're in a product-based business, that becomes very costly, right? To send everybody samples of your stuff. Until you got that kind of funding, you don't need to be doing that. So you need to find some way to give it away for free. So what I would do, let's just say I provide my body butter, and my body butter can help with skin ailments like cellulite and eczema, right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an ebook on seven natural ways to get rid of eczema, or 7 natural ways to fight eczema, right? So I'm going to literally target people who have skin problems, irritations, itchy skin, dry skin. That's going to be my whole audience. I'm not trying to get everybody in the whole world of body butter. I don't need everybody. I only need the ones who suffer from eczema. Matter of fact, let me just Google it real quick just so that y'all can see and understand. Let me show y'all something. Oh, no. Got my lid. Where'd you go? Okay, let me show y'all something real quick. Is this making sense to you guys though? So we're planning our month out. The first thing we did our personal. Then we planned out the activity that we need to do so that we can get in front of the people that we need to get in front of. Many people are not paying attention to the activity of getting in front of people, okay? Just doing a post on social media does not count. That does not count. That does not count. Y'all hear me? Social media post does not count as getting in front of people. Getting in front of people is what counts, okay? Period. All right? Okay, hold on. Share screen. Here we go. All right, so let me pull this up real quick. Google, I want to do a search so y'all can see something. How many people suffer from, I'm just going to say itchy skin. Just so I can show you guys. Well, when I Googled it, I received 126 million results. It says estimated between 6.1 and 22.3% of the population. That's millions of people. So it's safe to say that if I wanted to create a body butter that focused on helping people with itchy skin, that would be a great audience. So we need to schedule it out. So then I'm going to schedule up my post to go because you're going to be working with Candy Martin. Candy's going to create the content. She will schedule out your posts, okay? So if you have somebody else doing that for you, now Wednesday will open up more opportunity. But another thing I like to do is free ebooks. So I just gave you guys all an opportunity to download my latest ebook on 7 businesses that you can start from home. You can create an ebook very similar. You could talk about 7 ways to get rid of your eczema or 7 ways to clear your itchy skin. And then every single day, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to message 5 to 10 people and tell them they can get a free copy of my ebook. And I'm going to message more than that, but my goal is to get 5 to 10 people to get my ebook every single week, okay? 5 to 10. So, every single day. So 5 to 10, 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 5 to 10. By the end of the week, if we only did 5, that's 25 people. If 10% of them bought some, then that's about 2.5 people. If we got 10 people, 10 people per day, that's 5 people. So that helps to eliminate some of these. And by the way, you may have different sizes. I'm talking about a 2 ounce. You can have a larger size and sell it for more money, right? So every single day I'm messaging people to get them to get them to join my database because I'm doing a live webinar on Monday that I want to invite them to see me talk about itchy skin. Does that make sense, guys? So this is how you can schedule your month out. And so for every single one of you guys, you need to be scheduling your month out accordingly based upon your goals. Now, granted, ladies and gentlemen, everybody has different businesses. Everybody has different goals. And so yours may be a little bit different. For me, this is working too hard for $1,000. I'm going to be honest, okay? So for me, if I know that I wanted to have this body butter, I wouldn't be selling I wouldn't only be selling a $7 body butter. What I would do is create some kind of a combination kit that came to like $497. And so if I create this combination kit, even if let's just say the combination kit ended up costing me about $100. So it might be a big body butter with some body scrub with some other stuff. And then it'll have like a book or something like that I'll put together because, I believe every entrepreneur should be an author. I would create some kind of combo kit that would be like $497. I might only profit, let's just say I profit $300. I only need to sell 3 of these and I'll make $900. Same activity though, I just have a higher product pack, and for everybody else, they can get a jar or they can get the middle item. So I'm gonna figure out a way to have a higher ticket priced item so that I can do the same schedule, but I can make more money. That's why I always say, guys, it's not that you have to work harder to make more money. You have to increase your value in the marketplace to make more money. The same exact schedule that you have right now to make $1,000 will be the same schedule that you'll have to make 5, will be the same schedule that you'll have to make 80,000. The truth about it is that most millionaires, yes, there was a grind on the way to the top, but the reason why there was a grind on the way to the top is because we had to have learning curves, right? We all have learning curves. We all have to understand who our audience is. We all have to understand how to be able to keep clients, how to obtain clients. These are all the things that you're grinding on. But once you have figured it out, it becomes easier for you to convert and to have better sales. You can then end up creating a course teaching people how to start their own business. Does that make sense? Now you're charging $2,000 for that. So I believe that, guys, when you plan your month out the right way, it makes it effective. Now let's keep it all the way real. Your webinar is going to be maybe 2 hours and not even. Your scheduling, that may take you an hour, right? Your event that you're going to, this may be 3, and then another 3. So we're talking about 2, 3, 6, 9. 9 hours a week. 9 hours a week to be able to sell and make this kind of an income. Does that make sense? So you're not having to work a lot, but you're scheduling yourself. But what most of us do as entrepreneurs, we don't schedule ourselves. That's why you're burnt out. That's why you're overworked and underpaid. That's why you're grinding and you're not getting the results, because we have not properly scheduled what it is that we're looking to obtain. If you want to have results in your life, you got to know what the results are that you desire to have. All right. So hopefully, guys, this was good. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Now, if you're interested and you want to be able to have your own schedule planned out for your particular business, that is something that we can do. What I'm going to highly recommend first, though, is go to sixfiguremoney.com, download a copy of our brand new book on 7 ways to start a business from home. I have several additional trainings, but most importantly, make sure, ladies and gentlemen, that you join the Academy by going to urbanceoacademy.com. Well, guys, that is this week's edition. We will be back live every Monday and Thursday, same time, same place. And if you want to see the replays, all you got to do is go to asrealasagetstv.com. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all learned a little something. And again, if you want a one-on-one session, make sure you go to sixfiguremoney.com, download the ebook. You'll get more information on how to schedule that opportunity so that you can properly have the right month for success. Holla at your girl. Okay, how you doing? I don't know if anybody had any questions, but hopefully if y'all do, y'all can just go ahead and email me. Okay, deuces.